LTC programming is supported by
Hi, and welcome to Chamber Chat TV with the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. I'm Danielle McFadden. I'm the president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Kevin Farrell from the Northeast Independent Living Program, also known as NILP.
Good afternoon, Danielle.
How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for inviting us on. We really appreciate the
Yes.
opportunity.
We have you on at least once a year to talk about a lot of great things, but in particular, you have a golf tournament coming up, which we'll talk about a little later.
Of course we will. You,
Yes.
you knew we were going to
I know
talk
the
about
spiel
the
too.
golf.
I could do it.
You could actually do
I
it. You're
totally could do
100%
it, but I'm going to leave it up to you because
Okay.
you're the pro.
Oh, please.
So let's talk about the Northeast Independent Living Program, and for the viewers who haven't caught Chamber Chat in the past, what you're all about.
Northeast Independent Living Program started in 1980. It was founded by people with disabilities. It started in Lawrence, which is our home base, where we have our main office there. It was started by people with disabilities because there weren't any services. There wasn't a way to even advocate for services back then. So, gradually it became an agency that serves people of all disabilities, no matter what your disability is. And in fact, in our people that work there, over 51% of the people have to have a disability. And on our board of directors, over 51% of the people have a disability. Actually, our percentages are probably much higher. But I think the other thing is that someone comes in with a disability, it might say somebody that looks like them. Someone who has the same disability or has walked the walk. We get all kinds of information requests. Sometimes you have people who are born with a disability. Then there are people who become disabled midlife. That could happen to any one of us. And then you have seniors that come in that as you age, you become, you obtain one or more disabilities or restrictions in your life. Well, we've worked with people to try to help them sort out where to go, how to access services. Now, of course, at the same time, we happen to live in a wonderful state that has a lot of services for people with disabilities and seniors, and in that case, our agency, and there's 11 of the independent living centers in the state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And they're all consumer controlled by the individuals with disabilities. And we provide services, for example, personal care attendant service. That's one of the first services that we started with, where somebody with a disability needs somebody to assist them to do the activities of daily living, like bathing, showering, toileting, etc. And also they may need help with food preparation or feeding or driving to either a work site or a recreational situation or a school. That was one of the first services that we started with, and that is through the Mass Health Program. We have about over 1,800 in our
incredible.
PCA program. I can remember back in the days when NILP maybe had 25 people in the PCA
Oh my gosh,
program. Yeah,
wow.
Back in the early
Yeah.
80s. So that's grown, and what that allows, it allows people with disabilities to live in the community. Some people work, some people go to school. They were able to own houses, live in apartments. And because prior to the founding of independent living centers, if you were a disabled person, you wound up in a nursing home. You were stuck. And the people in nursing homes will tell you, the staff, and people don't belong there. And that's a kind of a good segue into each year we move about over 100 people out of nursing homes back into the community.
Huge.
Now you got to think about what's involved. Everything's been given away, so you have to start all over. You can find an apartment, maybe there's a subsidy or a special rent, and then you can get donated, or you were able to buy some furniture, etc. Think of the chemicals and things that are under the sink and the bathroom and the kitchen. That's over $500 easily. Nobody pays for that. So we have a fund called the Independence Fund, and when we get donations, and also the proceeds of our golf tournament are fed into that after the expenses, and that allows us some available funds to help make that move. We also are very involved with the local school systems, over 11 area high schools. We work with students with disabilities. We have both in school, and in the summertime we have after school programs where the kids get to try out different types of jobs. We even have a program in the summer. We get about 25 internships from area businesses, and for 7 weeks the individuals would be paid a minimum wage. They work 20 hours a week. Some kids last a day or two, which mirrors the general population.
Just going to say that.
And other kids, they stay the whole 7 weeks, and while it's not part of the program, each year there's always one kid that the employer says, listen, I'd like to hire, this person, once school starts, because they worked out so well.
Great.
So for many kids with disabilities, this is their first job. Now, you can talk to anybody. Do you remember your first job? I mean, I know I do. It turned out I had it for 7 years.
Weren't you like 10 when you started? You were like...
I was 13. I started working in a photography lab developing. Today, they'd never allow that because it was hazardous chemicals and all that. But
You turned out great.
Yeah, thank you. But then there are other people you ask that question, and I quit after an hour, or I couldn't stand my boss, or I hated the job. But that's part of the whole maturation and growing up process. Definitely. And until these kind of programs were developed, kids with disabilities did not have that option. So that's another thing that we're very involved with. We also help people get housing, because that's a critical. And of course, for transportation, we do have a couple of vans that we're able to, provide some of our participants, take them to various, whether it's educational or school-type situations, or when they need to come to either our Lawrence or our Lowell location. And that's another good segue, that since April 2018, we are located in downtown Lowell at 35 John Street, second floor. That's right near the boot mills, and the Downs parking garage is the next building. And I'm one of the people that has moved to Lowell.
Yes,
I'm quite familiar with Lowell, living in Billerica for many years. So I mean, I think it was a great move. Also, over 1/3 of the entire population that we serve, over 2,200 people a year, comes from Greater Lowell.
Wow.
So now they don't have to take the bus or drive to our location in Lawrence. They can come right to Lowell.
That's great.
There is parking in the Downs garage, and some on-street parking, and the city buses certainly run right by. So it's been and of course we are located in Lowell with one of our community partners, Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley. We've worked closely with them for many years, and they actually have some of their staff in our office in Lowell.
I didn't realize that. I learned something new today. We love Elder Services.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm glad you
absolutely.
said that, because I was going to mention that while you offer so many services, if it's something that you don't offer, you have the perfect organization that you can refer them, your clients out to, which is huge, just knowing where the resources are. And
Well, that's out of the Aging and Disability Resources Consortium, which we in Elder Services belong to, where, if one of our clients needs something that they provide, we can do it, and we also will serve some of their clients or participants with information or programs if they meet eligibility, and usually they do. So I think it's important to realize that there are organizations like us. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. over the weekend, I was at an event. I ran into somebody I used to work with many years ago, and he now has a walker, and he's quite, he's having difficulty moving around. He was talking about services. I said, well, listen, here's my card. Give me a call. Let's explore. I'll try to, get you to a few people, find out some information. Maybe there's some things that you're not aware of that. And we do that all the time. I mean, that probably information and referral is one of the biggest pieces of our whole pie of services that we provide. And we also do, we have services and information and educational services for the business community.
Yes, I want to talk about TLC.
Yeah, TLC, right. It's a program that was started almost 5 years ago now, and it's one of the few things that we charge for at NILP, but the charges are minimal. We will negotiate with the business.
Yeah, and you're charging a business, you're not charging an individual coming in for services.
Right, and at the same
Huge
time,
difference.
we have people that, many businesses are totally unaware of the Americans with Disabilities Act. What are the impacts? I'm sure there are people in the business community, in schools, in education, higher education, that probably have some kind of training seminars, but we developed it because there was a need, there was an unmet need. And we have several large companies that we are now part of their hiring process. So
Great.
there's a big health insurance company that when they hire staff, we're one of the stops. So they'll get enough new staff and then we'll go to them and we will train either at their Boston or Springfield location. And so a few other companies have done that. We also offer a one-day training, which
And that stands for Training and Learning Collaborative?
yes, for the Training and Learning
Right, I'm
Collaborative. And I'll hand you one of these just for you. This is the most recent
Thank you.
one.
Great.
And it's April 17th, May 22nd, and June 26th. It's held in our Lawrence office, and it's $99. CEUs are available if you need them. It's 8 o'clock to 4:30 all day. We provide breakfast and lunch, so we don't lose people looking for food. And it's
Very
held in
smart.
our Lawrence facility, which has a large conference room. It's in the Lawrence Industrial Park.
Very
Closely
convenient.
convenient to
Parking lot.
absolutely free parking, convenient to I-93, the River Road exit 45, about a half a mile down the road from there. So basically, it's an all-day exercise. It's limited to 16 people, and we have several people with disabilities that are the trainers. There's a lot of role playing, and a lot of times people just have never thought about what it's like to be disabled in one way or fashion or whatever. And people come away learning a lot. Usually, this special one day is to acquaint business people or small business. They might have an HR person, they come. And then what'll happen, hopefully, and it does happen occasionally, the business will say, well, can you come to us? Well, yes, we can. It's not $99, it's a negotiated rate, but we will come to your location at your schedule so you don't lose people to travel or the whole day out of the
Go
office.
to lunch.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we've been doing, and that's been very successful. We've also done this with about a half a dozen towns and municipalities
Right.
who have wanted to know more about access and barrier-free access and what are we required to do. And so you call NILP, and it's 978-687-4288, or go to the website nilp.org. Very simple, nilp.org. There's a whole list of information about what we do, the services for people. If you're a business or a town and you'd like to have us come out and train some of your employees, give us a call, because it's called TLC, and it's a part of our business model and service model to make businesses and organizations aware of disability awareness and cultural competence training is basically what it is. That's a mouthful, I know, but how to become aware.
Definitely. It's so important.
Right.
And there's things that we don't think about that we need to think about.
Right. Right.
So,
And of course, we appreciate all the assistance. We've been chamber members since at least 2004, and you know, we're always very appreciative. The chamber, and I'm just going to give a little commercial to the business
I'm just
folks
gonna listen.
watching us. If you don't belong to the Greater Lowell Chamber, you should, because there's a lot of benefits. This is a benefit. If you're a member, you can be on Lowell TV. You can be on a local radio station. There's other types of media outlets that they have involvements with. So, and plus, if you're in business, you know, you really should belong to a chamber. I mean, all chambers are great. If you're in Greater Lowell, this is the one you want to belong to.
thank you so much. Much appreciated. We love having you as a member, and we love when you take advantage of all the benefits. It's huge.
It is. It is. You know, I think it's the mixers, the breakfasts and things. It's a chance for people in business and in organization, nonprofit organizations. Many belong to the chamber because it's a chance to cross-fertilate. Well, see, I was going to use one of those fancy words. It's a chance to meet people. We'll keep it
I like
that
it.
way.
Keep it simple, right?
Keep it simple.
Yeah, we have about 80 nonprofit members.
Right.
So there's a lot of nonprofit organizations in the area.
But I think
Well,
in
thank
terms
you.
of, yeah, sure, thank you.
So we talked about TLC. Now
Right.
let's talk about how the viewers can support NILP, because there's so many different ways. You never say
You're
no to money and help.
We
And
never say no to money, no. I don't think there's a nonprofit around that would say no to money. And and we all recognize there's a lot of worthy causes.
Mm-hmm.
There's many worthy causes out there but for Northeast Independent Living Program, we are a 501c a nonprofit,
Mm-hmm.
and we're recognized by the IRS. So your donations may be tax deductible, and we encourage people to donate. If you just want to write a check, or you can make a donation with your credit card or debit card using PayPal. Go to nilp.org to the donation section, click on it, the PayPal will come right up, or you can fill something out and then print it out and write your check and send it to NILP 20 Ballard Road, Lawrence, Mass. 01843. And that's one way to support NILP.
then there's another way you can support NILP, which is their annual golf tournament taking place in June.
Yes, it is, a Friday,
June 14th.
Friday, June 14th.
Yes, one of the only golf tournament locally that is on a Friday,
Right.
which
Yeah, usually golf tournaments are on a
Huge.
Monday, and you know that's usually, I think, in many cases, I think it's the slowest day on the golf
Mm-hmm.
course. But we're fortunate. The Merrimack Valley Golf Club, we've been there about 6 years now. They had availability, and we snapped that up, and we
Absolutely.
love it. It's 7 in the morning, registration, breakfast, 8 o'clock tee off. It's $165 per player, which includes breakfast and lunch. It also provides all the greens, fees, the carts, and all of that. And it's a chance we used to get about between 100 and 130 golfers. It's a chance to support a great organization. Good friends at Herb Chambers in Danvers, the Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep dealer, they donate annually a brand new Jeep. If you were to hit a hole-in-one on the designated prize hole. Now, so far, no one's ever won it, but you know, if you've studied anything about random number generation and a chance, and it becomes more likely that someone, as the years go by, someone's going to win.
you're like an actuary.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's
This is the year, I can just feel it.
Then you go. Do you golf?
I don't. I've taken
Okay.
lessons, but that's
Well,
about
okay.
it.
But
I need to get out there one of these days.
Well, we have a lot of support from the Greater Lowell area. You know, one of our biggest support is Enterprise Bank. We also have community teamwork, the Element Care, Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley, Class Incorporated, Pride Star EMS, are just a few of the many business and community supporters that will sponsor holes, they'll send teams to play, or other levels and types of sponsorship. And it's 978-687-4288. You can ask to speak to Sheila Haggerty. Or go to nilp.org, click on events and the golf tournament. You can register right online, use your credit card, or your debit card. And it's a
Good getting those emails when people register. I love that.
Yes, yes, yes. And I think, and if you're a business out there, it's a chance for you to get your business better known in the local area. It's held in Methuen at the Merrimack Valley Golf Club, which is in the general area of the Merrimack Valley. So if that's in your catchment area, it's a great way to advance your own businesses. Or send a player, particularly if you're in banking, financial services, insurance. Send 1 or 2 players and you'll get 2 or 3 or 4 business people who are with you for 5 hours. At some point, you're going to start talking about, well, what do you do? And I've talked to several people that play every year. They said, we always pick up a client.
That's great.
So, I mean, it's good for business. Usually, except one year, it's been usually a good day. You can't really, I can tell you one thing, I will absolutely guarantee it will not snow.
You better watch out. This is New
I
England.
remember about 1976, May 6th, we had a 25-inch snowstorm with the
my
lilacs.
gosh.
All the trees we had terrible tree damage. Yeah. I mean, if you had asked me
That's
before
not going
that
to
ever
happen on June
happened,
14th.
but this is June.
And what I love about it, it's Friday, you're in Methuen, you're almost at the beach. You're just a little bit further, so after you're done, you can go to Brown's, go for a walk on the beach.
Well, we have an auction right after the lunch, and I have confirmed so far 3 sets of Red Sox tickets.
Great.
And I have a pair of Patriots tickets.
Wow.
Last year we had a pair of Patriots tickets for the Kansas City game at Foxborough. That was fantastic. I don't know what the game is this year, but the donor has promised me that we will get 2 tickets. And we always have other sports and other valuable related services that businesses will donate for our raffles and auction.
Right.
That's an additional way to help the bottom line for the event. And just as I said earlier, the money that's raised by this after the expenses is put into the Independence Fund so we can move people out of nursing homes back into the community.
Excellent.
To pay those things that nobody funds.
Yeah. So you do so much for the community. We thank you for that.
Thank you, and thank you at the Chamber for helping us do that.
Yes, our pleasure. We love your organization, and we appreciate all that you do. If the viewers want more information, can you give your contact information, your website one more time?
Right. You can go to www.nilp.org. And that's, it'll click right up. You can put it in services, events, donations, etc. 978-687-4288. I'm at extension 314, or you can just ask the operator and tell them what you want to do. Or you want to call me, I can refer you to whatever you need. Extension 314. That's 978-687-4288. And we thank you, and we hope to see you maybe on the green, some of you out there, that you might be on the golf green on Friday, June 14th.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Danielle. Thanks for the Chamber for having this great program.
Yes, and thank you to Lowell Telecommunications, because they're the ones that truly make it happen, so we appreciate that. And our community guide is out as of March 30th. So we're super excited about that. So if you are a local business or organization, the Lowell Sun distributed it to 70,000 households and businesses. But if you did not get a copy and you are chomping at the bit to get one, you can contact the Chamber and we can make arrangements to get that out to you. So we're excited about that.
That's a very valuable document, particularly for, I think, anybody that wants to do business in Lowell. I mean, it's all broken down by different categories, alphabetized, etc. It's great.
It's good to
Of course, if
shop
you're also
local.
doing fundraising, it's great too.
There we go. There's so many different uses for that community guide, so we encourage you to keep it all year long. And check out our website at greaterlowellchamber.org. April is a busy month at the Chamber, and we encourage you to check out all that we have to do and come and see us. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chamber Chat this month.
The technology, the creativity, Lowell Telecommunications Corporation.
comes to Lowell, Massachusetts.
Everyone has a story. I had had some very difficult times. One might talk about abuse and neglect in the family, which is what would be said in my file. What I really had to hurdle is being able to say I am a peer.
I mean, I really have to say that I have really lived a full and complete life. I mean, it's not done yet. Maybe I've got another 40, 50 years, who knows. Constantly explored not only who I am, but what I can do with who I am, and fully realizing not that I have limitations, but that I have all these possibilities.
Our story, our shared perspective on producing a customized training curriculum, as well as consultation on disability awareness and cultural competence, is what makes the Training and Learning Collaborative, TLC, truly unique from all others in the marketplace.
The beauty of working with the Training and Learning Collaborative is that they bring a very high quality training design combined with facilitators with lived experience.
Our goal and objective is to design custom tailored training programs for businesses that deal with the needs of persons with disabilities within the business.
With the implementation of the One Care program, our company has grown by leaps and bounds, so we've hired a lot of new people. And most of those people don't come into the company with any kind of background in disability. This training module is absolutely essential.
June and I spent a lot of time talking about our specific needs in terms of understanding disability culture and competence, the American with Disabilities Act, and serving the disability community. And they came back with a phenomenal training design for our folks and just a really impactful day.
Making access real for all is a core tenet of all of our trainings. Access for all means that you have to really think differently about what does access mean to that individual so that they're getting the full experience that anybody else is getting.
To have better programming, lower costs, you have to change the way you think, taking into consideration the broad range of needs, wants, and desires of all of your customers as well as all of your employees. It's good business. That, to me, is the bottom line.
The brilliant way that they have designed and developed video, it's almost like having a third facilitator helping to bring the topics alive.
We all have different styles of learning. Some people read, some people are auditory.
So how do we make sure we mix and match the knowledge and the content so that we're hitting all those diverse learning styles?
We provide discussion and discourse. And then we also provide case scenarios where they really have presented with a problem and they have to work through it.
We can structure it so that we can measure that learning is occurring.
Bert and June are very engaging and charismatic people by nature.
I can't tell you how many people come out of that training saying, wow, that was really fun.
Bert is very funny. He asks a lot of questions that make you think. June, she's amazing. Her personal story in the beginning was very, very touching.
You have the tools now that will allow you to interact with that community.
It's not very often you go to a full day training and it's really, really enjoyable.
Human beings are here for a really short time. I believe that it's my role to teach people that we're whole. I think we're all complete.
Our commonness is on the fact that we are survivors.
The Training and Learning Collaborative, TLC, is the education division of the Northeast Independent Living Program. We provide services, programs, and advocacy for all people with disabilities who wish to live independently in the community. Contact us today, and we will put more TLC into your organization to help meet all of your needs.